Most of us are waiting for someone else to welcome us. Even for adults, even for experienced adults, even for adults out in the world who have success and businesses and jobs that they're responsible for, how rare it is for us to take responsibility for being the one who reaches out first and says, "Hi, I haven't met you before. Nice to meet you. I'm Lisa." No matter whether you are the host or not, if you are in a group situation, whether it is a party or a business meeting or a networking group or a dance community or a group of friends, always act like you are the one responsible for welcoming people in, for making sure they have someone else to talk to introduce them to someone that they might not know, to orient them in the conversation they might be joining. The power of being the host is that you build your community in a way that people want to be there because they feel welcome. You've heard that expression where Maya Angelou says, people will forget what you said, they'll forget what you did, but they will not forget how you made them feel. If you take responsibility for hosting someone as they show up to the event that you're a part of, whether you are the host or not, they will remember you. Because most of us are sitting there waiting for someone else to say hello. They're waiting for someone else to introduce us. They're waiting for the host to show up and say, "I'm glad you're here." So if you're part of a networking group or you're part of a community of practice, of any type of practice, if you're always the one taking responsibility, you're building a culture of inclusiveness. You're building a culture where people feel welcome. You're building a culture where people feel a part of. And one of the most difficult experiences that human beings have is the sense of being outside, of being other. And it doesn't matter whether there's someone who looks confident, whether there's someone who looks like they're a part of the group. Almost all human beings have the experience of wanting to be brought in, wanting to be included, and to some degree feeling outside. And so wherever you can relieve that, you'll be doing the world a favor, you'll be doing that person a favor, and you will be representing yourself and your community in a way that communicates positivity. The beautiful thing about this concept, especially for people who are more introverted or shy, it gives you something active to do. If you are shy, if you have difficulty with small talk, if you don't know how to do a social approach with people, if you don't know how to find the way in, taking on the role of being the host gives you something to do. Imagine if you experienced every group situation you are in from the perspective of who needs to be brought in here, who is feeling alone, who is waiting for a welcome, and you took it on yourself to walk over to that person and say, "I haven't seen you before. I'd like to introduce you to a couple other people. Do you know John? Hey John, this is so-and-so, they're new." When you take on that responsibility, you give yourself something to do. So I say this is an even more powerful skill for people who see themselves as shy or introverted. If everyone in the group always took on being the host, that the community would be a different place altogether. I emphasize this over and over again, and I'm thinking about it again now because some of the communities I'm in don't have this as a culture. And I try my best to bring the concept of being the host, whether I'm one teeny little speck, meaningless speck in that community, or whether I'm leading the community. And it's best if the people who are leading the community model the concept of being the host first, because then it spills down to everyone else. But even if the leaders of the community are not creating a culture of being the host, anyone who's in the community can do it. But if the leaders model being the host, you're gonna have a kick-ass community where people feel included and highly invested in that community. So wherever possible, if you're in a leadership role, if you can model and even name and encourage the idea of everyone being the host regardless of the position, you're going to go a long way to building a stronger community. Most of my short form content's on TikTok, and I'm building out YouTube as my long form platform. So if you can join me there, I'd really appreciate it. I love comments. They help me a lot in building my channel. So if you're willing, I would love it.